Hey, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy. I've known him for about 40 years. He's a car guy like me, or he's the car guy. But Jay, we love you. We want you to get well soon. We miss you. Get yourself back out there and get back under those buggies, man. We love you, man.
Hear, hear.
We'll hammer.
So today, guys, as a young man, as a child, you always hear that background noise in sports, right? You know what I'm talking about, Adam?
More than just the applause.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that little voice inside your head that lets you know when to check on what the pitcher's doing, who to see is warming up in the bullpen, and make sure you're looking for the heater down the middle.
Well, we have to have somebody tell us what's going on, because most of the time we're 6 beers deep into this thing, even though we're like, the only thing we want to see is a home run or a fight. It's like a NASCAR. I only want to see an accident. That's the only reason I'm watching the damn thing, right?
Or it's like filming a podcast episode. You're probably right. 6 beers deep.
That's right. And the train wreck is coming. But today, guys, we're going to talk about our favorite sportscasters. And I'm not going to do these in any particular order. The last one is my favorite. And I'm sure, Adam, you have a favorite. But,
oh, yeah.
We'll do that at the end. But some of the coolest ones. And, guys, I mean, we're talking about epic casters, okay?
Big voices. The voices.
Who doesn't love Harry Caray? Right?
Chicago, stand up and give a round of applause, because this one's for you.
But he was with the Oakland A's. I mean,
did he start there?
Yeah, he did a few other things. But mostly Chicago Cubs and Browns,
yeah.
and that's where he was at.
I was just watching his Budweiser commercials the other day.
Oh, man.
And those were great. He's got the fishing net when he's in the outfield.
Holy cow, here comes another one!
Well, you can impersonate him a little bit, so give us a little bit of one of his roles.
Wow, what a great day out here at Wrigley Field, everybody. It's me, Harry Caray, joined by a 2-bit numbnuts and a full can of beer.
Something like that.
Hi, everybody. Harry Caray here. And welcome to Space, the Infinite Frontier.
But you know what? He was really known. I mean, that voice is just awesome. But he was known for his 7th inning stretch, right?
Was he really? What was the tradition there?
Oh, man. Well, he'd get up, and you can imagine Harry Caray singing "Take Me Out to the Ballpark," right?
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
I mean,
I feel
try
like,
that one, yeah.
I feel like that guy's cracking more than a glass at a Jewish wedding, dude.
Nah, he was a big Scotch guy. I'm pretty sure of that, with maybe a couple of Pilsners on the side, but definitely of that.
One of my favorite thing about sports announcers is so many of them are former athletes, right? Or they're at least very passionate about a sport. And then when you look at these gentlemen who are talking about it all day as their job, physically, you could assume they don't know shit about sports.
Not a damn thing. They're bobbleheads.
Yeah, they look like they've hardly ever looked at running shoes.
Hey,
you know?
I guess that sounds like us, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. We don't mean to put ourselves in that company, that's for sure.
Certainly not that level of skill.
Who else do you think besides Harry Caray? I mean, there's some obvious ones.
I've got 2 I really like. Being from Seattle, Dave Niehaus was a cornerstone of how I began to interpret baseball when I was growing up.
Right.
Especially with the mid-90s Mariners team with Dan Wilson, Randy Johnson, Joey Cora, Edgar Martinez, Ken Griffey Jr.
I don't think I've ever heard of that team.
But you've never seen him.
Anything?
You've definitely never seen him in the playoffs.
Oh, that's
save
the
from this
problem.
last year.
Yeah.
You've never seen him do incredible in the playoffs, but by golly, they show up every game, and that's my team.
That's a paycheck. That's what they call that.
But Dave Niehaus had that classic line, "My oh my."
It just continues. My, oh, my.
Anytime we would get a little action over the outfield
wall. Can you do that one
wall.
more time? I think I got the hair on the back of my neck.
Ooh,
jeez, I don't know about that, Adam.
Are we jumping over there?
Oh,
Look at you.
Hey, Merry Christmas. I'm going to talk the man, the myth, the legend, which he went out the way he shouldn't have gone out. But my boy, Howard Cosell.
Tell me.
That boy, I mean, how awesome was he? I mean, he was sitting in there with Dan and, the boys, Dapper Dan, right? Don Meredith, for Monday Night Football.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell, and it is a typically wind-blown candlestick park, and frankly, I am cold.
But, he did what made him so huge was the love and the friendship that he had with the greatest of the great, Mr. Muhammad Ali. They had a true relationship. And so Howard went from Monday Night Football for, was that a burp? Was that a pretty good burp?
Yeah, but I cut my
nice
mic.
one. Oh, you cut your mic off. He cut his mic on the
cut
burp,
my mic
guys.
for the burp.
Don't cut your mic. Don't do that, man. That's just wrong.
All right, give me 2.5 minutes, okay?
Yeah. But, Howard liked to maybe toast a few. And he got himself in trouble in 1983.
Who got in trouble in the 80s for drinking?
No, it wasn't that. It was for what he said. All of a sudden, he said something that some people that people always make things out of nothing, right? Mm-hmm. But he was talking about a player running and doing his thing, and some people didn't like what he said. I think when I was a youngster, and we've got moms in the audience here, and I'm sure how many times has your mom called you a little monkey? What are those little monkeys doing out there?
I don't. Well, I guess there was a tree in the backyard that was about 80 feet tall, and we climbed up to the top of it more than once. So I believe.
Well, kids are monkeys. They're little monkeys, man. They're running around doing their thing, right?
I prefer the term rugrat, I think, when I was a child.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Well, anyway, he used that, and it kind of got him thrown out of the game early. I think he should have been there a lot longer. But Jesse Jackson and Muhammad Ali came to his rescue, which he didn't deserve it. I mean, he was just a cool, badass cat, man.
I will say sportscasters are probably victim of sound bites getting them in trouble.
Absolutely.
Like quicker than so many other folks if we think about like broadcasting history or like entertainment history in general, because they're trying to fill so much airtime.
Yep.
And if you hop on the YouTube, go up into that search bar when you're done watching the video and you've left a comment, and search football announcers taken out of context. And they are some of the best clips ever.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
This is a thick wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
You hear guys just talking about how you love it when you're all sweaty and in the zone, and a big guy just comes up and unloads, comes right in your face, and then they cut off to write the next thing. I mean, you can take 5 seconds and make a sensational bit out of it real easy from those guys.
Well, it's interesting. These guys are on air, all day long, and 20 years later, they're going to come up to you and, do you remember when you said this in 1983? No, dude, I don't remember. I don't remember what happened last night, let alone 1983,
Sorry,
right?
Congressman, I'm 5 beers deep going to church. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I just got into that, okay? So leave me alone. Yeah. So the next guy for me is, absolutely huge in this demographic, Vin Scully.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
The old Vin, man.
Local boy, made good.
But what's interesting is that, he started with the Dodgers when they were where?
New York?
Brooklyn, 1950.
Whoa.
1950, they were in Brooklyn. That's how long he went.
Wow.
He was with the Dodgers, I think, for 67 seasons.
Boy.
That's a few more years than you've been around, Adam. What do you think?
That's like me on a 3-piece around the block. That's pretty good.
Plus. Yeah, plus. But think about it. He did PGA. He worked for NBC, CBS. He did the whole thing. But his main thing, and that's what's so cool. When you spend that many years, 67 years with one franchise, I mean, you have to become a great. You are great.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And he was such a great personality. He was a very charitable guy. And Vin, we miss you, brother. And guys, don't miss us. Hit that subscribe button, all right?
That's right. Stick around for the updates after the break. But one more Dodger that I would like to talk about, too, was the shortstop counterpart to Jackie Robinson, Pee Wee Reese. He was like one of Jackie's strongest allies and supporters as he was making the move from the Negro leagues into like professional white baseball, right?
Right.
And he became an announcer following his tenure at the Dodgers as well.
Nice.
And it was probably, I think he announced all around through the mid 60s. So the Dodgers kind of have this killer legacy of cornerstone announcers, which I kind of love.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see these announcers in baseball, at least. It doesn't really work that way in football, but in baseball, these guys, they work for that agency, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they work for the team.
Right.
They become like the voice of the city in a way, like if Batman only had a microphone. And it's kind of a cool position to hold outside of even just baseball. People kind of become enthralled with it.
Yeah. But do you have a favorite? Do you have an all-time favorite? I mean, hey, guys, definitely hit a comment. Tell us who your favorite is. I don't care wherever you are on the globe. Tell us if you're into soccer, cricket, wrestling, like Adam, bowling.
Competitive bowling.
They probably had some great bowling announcers.
Oh, yeah. The dart.
Adam probably knows them all.
Oh, yeah. 10-pin Timmy and loose left Louie. Those guys are nuts on the mic. Yeah. No, Dave Niehaus would be my favorite just because that's what I grew up with. That's who I heard in the radio. I remember when we would leave games early because, we had school the next day, yada, yada. And we would click on the radio in the car. 710 Cairo, right, Ma? AM? That's right.
No.
Shout out to it.
No, the only reason you left early is because Mama Shar and Daddy Timmy wanted to get out of there before the parking lot became a problem.
Didn't always work that way.
Yeah. You know how that goes.
But, those voices, like, grow your association to sports. And baseball I still enjoy watching it, thanks to the beer as well. But that voice is always in the back of my mind when I'm watching.
So my all-time favorite, absolutely. Okay, he got drafted in the 21st round for the Eagles, and I don't believe he ever even played much at all.
Go Birds!
Yeah. But John Madden, man, what a badass dude. John, we love you, brother. He, as a player, he had a knee injury, so he never really did anything. But as a coach, in 1976, and he was a Raider coach, man, and that's when Raiders were the baddest bitches on the planet. I mean,
was that when they were the LA Raiders still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were known as just the terrorizers. I mean, they just tore everybody up, and they played dirty. They had Lyle Alzado and all those badass boys.
And they were the team of choice for up-and-coming South Central hip-hop artists, too.
Oh, hell yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's Compton all over. But
shit about Compton. Get out of here. What are you talking about?
The Compton Rollers, the Raider Rollers, man.
All right, Mr.
Come
Newport
on.
Beach, whatever.
Hey, just saying. It's a big car club, by the way.
Oh, okay, that's sick. All right.
Now you're getting it. Okay. But the cool thing is, he did extremely well. He's the guy that came up with the turducken, and, he always did the Thanksgiving stuff and all that. But for a guy that, played 2 plays for the Eagles and got hurt, became a great coach for the Raiders. Al loved him to death. EA Sports came to him and said, "Hey, do you mind if we give you $150 million to put your fat ass on our cover and use your name?" He's like, "Yeah, just give me another piece of turkey."
Talk about setting up a franchise. Oh my gosh.
Huge. Back then, I mean, he led the way.
Yeah.
100%. Guys, let us know who your favorite sportscaster is. I don't care what it is. We love you. We'll catch you next time.